Hey there, folks. This is an impromptu, unscripted version of an untitled story. Basically, to sum it up, it's a State of the Valley, Lebanon Valley Speedway, and more important, a huge event that we have coming up, the Lebanon Valley Kings 200 weekend, bringing back the Race of Kings. But I wanted to start first. Interview with me today, I have Ron Dwyer, the general manager of Lebanon Valley Speedway, Hollywood, and those are prescription glasses, just so he's not that Hollywood, AJ Albreda, and the heir apparent, Mr. Tim Hartman Jr., two of our sportsman division drivers. So, Ron, I'd like to start with you a little bit. I know that you got involved. I know you've been friends with Howard Commander for a long time.
Yeah.
But about 4 years ago, you started getting involved in a racetrack, and it's a challenge.
Oh, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
I understand you.
But give us an update on where you're at.
Well, I don't like to refer to where I'm at. I'd like to say where we're at. We have a great team who's worked really hard for the last 4 years at trying to make some change here, from the race surface to the general attitude to the upbeat, positive, fun time. We try to bring fun back into racing. You know, it seems like it had lost a little bit. So we redid the clubhouse and a few other things, many track changes, as many of you have seen, and just trying to, change the culture here a little bit. And it's, we like to refer to it as a barge, not a speedboat. It's a slow turn, but it is turning. And I think there's some fun happening here, and we're excited about it.
And we talked a few years ago, and one of the things that you had shared with me is you want to make this incredible facility in the backyard next to Albany, the Valley of Speed, which is incredible, a destination, not an event holder.
Absolutely.
And let me go a little bit further, because you're very interruptive.
That I am. I thought you were asking. Go, Tim.
So right here on 300 plus acres at Lebanon Valley, we have the largest dirt track, which is becoming wider, and I won't get into that. We have a beautiful go-kart track. We have one of the most successful dragways in the nation when a lot of people are struggling. We have drifting, which is huge in California, which is growing extensively here. You redid the clubhouse. We're about to get involved with Matt Fenwick and Caitlin Fenwick, who run our mud bog area. So what is your goal going forward to start to intertwine all of that? Because it's one thing to go to a dirt racetrack. There's a few. But it's another thing to come, and what I like to say is everybody's got a little bit of redneck in them. Everybody likes horsepower, whether they admit it or not. To come here, enjoy, have a family atmosphere, spend a few days, which we'll get into the 200 weekend, which is focuses, but talk to me about intertwining everything and starting to get out to the public what we're all about.
Yeah, we even went so far as to, I didn't think I would have much luck with it, but I even asked Howard if we could rename the place about 3 years ago, to make it a motorsports park, because it's far more than a racetrack. Yeah, it really is. And you can come for, you didn't mention our camping. We have a ton of camping here. And, you could come with a family, spend the day watching the go-kart racing on Saturday or drag racing on Saturday or some of both, then walk across. And
I don't need to interrupt you, but you're very good at pointing out what I forgot. Go ahead.
Good thing we're editing this thing.
This is not edited. This is quality.
That's how you and I roll. Yeah. Anyhow, but that, you can, and then come over and watch the racing and camp for the night, and, make it a family event and very reasonable price.
Yep, absolutely.
As someone who's been doing that for the last 2 years now, doing the go-karts in the morning and then coming here, it's a long day, but I do it with my parents, with my in-laws, with my wife, with kids. It's,
family event,
family day. This is what we do as a family, right? And we do it all right here.
Yep.
And we always say that, right? The racing family. We don't know how it gets in our blood, but the difference that I've noticed, especially this year, there are so many new people that you have gotten here for the first time that basically say to you at the end, I had no idea this existed. You talk about our special events, and we had a gentleman come from Connecticut, and I had no idea this was here.
Right.
And they get hooked, and they only see 10% of what we have to offer.
What we have to offer. Yeah. And you know, we're in the process of redoing our monster truck. So we'll be giving monster truck rides at the intermission. We do a fun bus, which is great for the kids. It's full every week. You hate to see somebody have to get turned away, but can only take so many. It really is a fun time. And we're seeing smiling faces. You know, we attended a car show. We've done a lot. Lance Sharp does a lot of car shows. Yesterday was a car show at Woodlife, and somebody came up to me and said, I said, you know what's interesting about the racers this year? They're smiling.
Yeah.
And that made me probably feel better and happier than a lot of other things that are taking place, because I really, I shouldn't say there's a group of us that really want to bring the fun back to this and the camaraderie. And, you know, I've been involved in racing for probably over 30 years. Over 30 years of my life. And my best lifelong friends have been met through this sport.
And we probably could all say that.
I would think.
We would all say that for sure. And Chris and Tammy Cruz at the go-kart track. There's nothing more fun than watching kids who, it's not about a trophy. It's about a trophy, but it's not about a paycheck. It's very cost effective. And to see those kids, the lowest division, Tim, you can speak to this because your daughter Brexley has come right up to it, but starting a juice box, which top speed in high gear is 4.5 miles an hour. But they're wearing full face helmets, little tiny fire suits.
Cutest thing ever.
Some of them start and they take a right because they want to wave to their mom and dad. And then you got the parents, the Little League parents, screaming, no, you're going the wrong way. But that's the laughter, and that's the start of it, and that's what's growing. And I think that's kind of what I've noticed this year is we have so many brand new sponsors. So dirt racing is a tough sport. It's tough. It's a lot of money. When I explain it to people who don't know anything about it, and I explain what you guys invest to be here for the passion that you have, they don't get it.
The time, the money, they'll be in a way.
It's insane, right?
Everything, yeah. Missing holidays.
But it works. And the family smiles and it gets in our blood, and it's absolutely fun. So, Ron, to bring these guys into it a little bit more, you did some different things on the schedule this year. Some worked. You've gotten a lot of your ideas were very bad.
This is true.
And we still have a month and a half.
You do learn more from your failures.
Stay tuned. There's more bad things coming. No, but just kidding aside, messing with schedules, some things that we would do not. But one of the biggest things that you did in the history of Lebanon Valley Speedway, we had the Coors 200 for the modifieds, 200 lap race. It was a Race of Kings the week before, and anybody involved in racing has been begging for us to try and bring that back, which is a challenge because there's obviously competitive racetracks. People set their schedule up in the beginning of the year, but you threw one out there, and we're hoping for a lot of success to kind of get our feet wet again. 3-day camping. You know, the schedule is offering a 3-hour warm-up session for guys who are coming from Canada, and we've got a lot of commitments from a lot of teams. But the unique thing that's different with this is we're doing it for sportsmen to get our feet wet, so to speak.
Right.
And talk about what your thought process was to bring this weekend back.
Yeah, I think we gotta hit rewind to December when this all began.
So I did something wrong.
And,
Go ahead.
But we have to, what Mother Nature didn't cooperate in the spring, and it wasn't just us; it was every racetrack. But my hope was to open the first week of April, which is unheard of at Lebanon Valley. Not bring in 358s, not bring in big blocks, and run sportsmen as the premier class for the first month essentially, and then bookend it with the end of the year closing with a 200. Mother Nature didn't allow that to happen, so unfortunately that part didn't work out in the spring. So it changed plans a little bit, but I really believe that the sportsman class is the class of the future, and we need to show more love to that here at Lebanon. So that's what we try to do, and I think the 200 is going to be exciting and fun. It's getting our feet wet. I think equally as exciting is bringing back the Kings. The Race of Kings. I mean, it's just, Lebanon Valley has been a track of tradition forever. And that when that tradition fell, a lot of people were saddened by it. So we're trying to bring it back, maybe a little bit different. Don't know what the future will bring, but we're excited about this, this 602 200.
Let me tap into Tim Hartman Jr., our previous champion, won almost every race last year, our current points leader. And Tim has been doing this a long time, and it's nothing but class through and through. Tim, share with the people what this 200 weekend, when you first heard about it, and now it's getting close, and we had a pre-conversation about this, about you making sure that your most comfortable car is going to be saved for that weekend. But overall, what were your thoughts about it, and what's your excitement level about what's about to happen?
The first thought was intimidated. To think, like, 20 laps here is a long time, but 200, and it's a whole different style of racing for that. And it's different. We got to have strategy involved, and there's going to be a lot of prep that goes into that the week or two earlier of making sure that, the car's ready to go, because we're putting 10 features on the car in one night.
Right.
And, so it's that first thought of being intimidated by such an event, and it's at such a prestigious event. I mean, I used to come here with my father to watch the big blocks do 200 laps, and it was always a cool event to come see. It's a cool event to be part of, but now that to be racing it, it's definitely going to be different. I've done 200s before at other racetracks, and I feel like this is just one of those places you want to win at Lebanon Valley. I mean, my grandfather raced here in the 50s and 60s. My father raced here in the 80s. So it's a place that has a lot of history, not only for everybody, but for myself. So it's cool. I was really excited when the schedule came out at the beginning of the year to see such love for the sportsman class. Because I think when you look around, there's more sportsman cars than any other division in the Northeast right now.
Right.
And so I think it's important to highlight that. And I think that the strides that this track has made in the last couple of years with increasing the payouts and then highlighting special events like this is such a great thing. And, I'm sure happy about it. But it's a cool event. There's still going to be some pressure, but it's an event that all of us are going to want to win.
Absolutely. Talk about the payout. We don't do this to get rich. We do this to figure out how much money we can lose. And show up every week, and just because that's our love for it. But you speak about the payout, a $10,000 to win sportsman race. I believe Doug Rose down at Bridgeport was the first one to do it. Mike Bruno does a 200 Devil's Bowl weekend. But Ron, I know that when you had discussions in the management, long conversations about what is going to attract some people to come to Lebanon Valley. And the first thing you said was, we got to get the track right. And the buzz about this racetrack and your team's hard efforts is absolutely incredible this year. I think J.R. Hefner said last week after his win, he goes, I can't put my finger on it. There's something going on. There's 5 lanes available, but it's exciting. So for these outsiders coming in, and then we also, or Ron did, made a decision to make it open. So for those of you that aren't familiar, if you want to modify in a modified, or you want in a small block or 358, you can't jump down in class. We open this up to anyone, to absolutely anyone. And we've got a little bit of pushback, but I know I've spoken with Asia, but what are your thoughts about bringing in some big names and healthy competition to try out selfishly from a marketing perspective, to get this buzz continuing down the path about anybody coming in? I know there's 4 or 5 modified drivers we've heard from that are putting a Crate Sportsman car together to be part of this event. And keep in mind, you guys win how much on a feature on a regular Saturday night?
$700.
$700.
Dollars.
There'll be 30-something cars starting in this 200
700 to take the green.
to start. So qualifying, time trialing, getting in the race pays you what you would normally make on a feature event, no less than $10,000 to win. But what are your thoughts about opening it and some competition coming in from the outside?
Well, I can I'll tell you with the payout thing, that's great. We are going to be spending a lot more money to go into that race than we would at Oral Saturday night. Sure. But
Right.
no, I think it's great opening it up if I beat them. But if I don't, then I'm not going to be happy.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll have an excuse, right? If Andy Bicchetti wins and I finish second, then I'll be like, well, it's Andy Bicchetti. But, it's part of it. I mean, it's the added challenge. It's not racing against the guys that we race against normally. And, You know, if you want to be the champion of a 200 lap, 10,000 win race, you want to be able to beat somebody good to do it.
Yep.
So, you know, I think it's good for, on your side, the marketing perspective. I think it's good from a challenge perspective on our side. And, you know, again, it's just added cars, and I think it'll make for a better show.
And I'll just add to that the reason that decision ultimately was made was 100% marketing. We know we love our own. We always want to take care of our own, but we want the health of Lebanon Valley Speedway to expand on a rocket level. And AJ, so you know, AJ started limited sportsman, same cars, but rookies. And AJ came out. AJ ran a slingshot at the go-kart track, was a champion, won all over the Northeast, moved up for the first time this year, won 2, and moved right up to Tim's class in the sportsman class. And you and I have talked extensively about it, and I embrace, and again, we love to take care of our own, but we want this place to thrive and come back in the future. What are your thoughts? Because I know that you talk to me about him all the time. I'm still 3 times up. I got to figure it out. I got to do this. I got to do that. But overall, what are your thoughts about the 200 weekend?
I mean, I know when I was younger, but growing up, like with my father still sponsoring Indy, I remember him always talking about the Race of Kings 200 weekend. And so I think it's cool that I'm the first one in our family to be competing in this event on a level like that. It's such a prestigious event, like Timmy was saying. So I'm just really excited for that. And I think opening up and allowing outside drivers like from all over and modified guys come down to race with us, I think it's gonna be really interesting. I think it's gonna be super cool. And to go along with like what Timmy said, if you want to win it, you got to beat the best in the business to do it.
Absolutely.
And I think
and you're not going to be happy if you don't.
No, but I think that's the hand we're gonna play. You know.
Well, you'll be back next year.
Yeah,
You can.
yeah. And it's just so prestigious. I wouldn't want it any other way. It's like, how many times in a lifetime can you say you line up next to an Andy Bicchetti or a Brett Haas or any guy that runs up front in a modified at Lebanon Valley? You can't. Not a lot of people have the money behind them to be able to say, "Hey, I raced against this guy."
And don't leave him out.
Right.
Leave him.
I get to race against him on a weekly basis.
Right,
but,
and that's very frustrating.
yes.
Very, very frustrating. So that kind of covers it. There'll be more information on our Facebook page and on our website. There's a discount for pre-registration. This is a 3-day event. Thursday night, open warm-ups for 3 hours. Friday night, we have the Race of Kings for the 358 modifieds. The Race of Kings is paying $5,500 to win with a solid payoff through the field. We have a maiden modified race. And for those of you that aren't familiar, any modified driver can come on Friday night and have the opportunity to win $2,200, close to a normal purse, but you can't have won anywhere in the entire Northeast this year. So that fills up the schedule for Friday night. The sportsman qualifying is on Friday. And then on Saturday, we've just recently added, because the enthusiasm, the excitement for the 4-cylinders and the street stocks.
Yep.
So they have 2 events, and their division has come to the table with a solid, great payoff for them, which we love, because we love the 4-cylinders, we love the street stocks, right?
Absolutely.
And then we have the Pro Stock race, which is on the heels of Jordan Modiano's autism race up at Albany Saratoga Speedway, which is an amazing event for a great cause. But the Pro Stock race that pays $3,000 to win on Saturday. And for those of you that don't know, to win a suite going to Pro Stock, you win 2 grand. Just saying. Kind of like sticking my chest out. But it's fine. So that's it. That kind of covers the state of the valley with Ron Dwyer, the general manager. 2 of our, the rookie and the heir apparent, the one everyone's trying to take down, Tim Hartman, AJ Albreda, Hollywood. And we hope you guys find it worth it to come see what the buzz is about Lebanon Valley Speedway.
Ron Dwyer of Lebanon Valley Speedway. Look forward to seeing you at the Lebanon Valley 200. Is that what you want me to say?
But I don't want you to look at me right away. You have to freeze. You need a 3-second pause to finish a decent clip. Do it again.
Practice is
Ron Dwyer of Lebanon Valley Speedway. Would love to see you come down and check out the 200 on September 5th.
4th, 5th, and 6th.
Ron Dwyer, Lebanon Valley Speedway. I'd love to have you come down and check out the Lebanon Valley 200 and Race of Kings on September 4th, 5th, and 6th.
All right.
we clear?
That was so worth doing this.
Jeez. I'm better at improv, just talking, not reverse lines.
Awesome, guys. You guys did great.
Thank you, guys.